Hello and welcome back to Pics and Portraits. In this video, we are going to round off Festival Convention Month with a look at Anime North 2019. Now, last year, we covered the history of the con, as well as a general overview of what it has to offer. You can check that out for context. But this year, we're going to be going a little deeper into its programming and showcasing some of the stuff we picked up. Even if anime is not your thing, Anime North offers plenty to those with even a passing interest in Japanese culture, as well as gaming. I don't talk about gaming a lot on this channel, even though it used to be a huge part of my identity, specifically retro gaming. I sold off most of my collection for survival, but over the past few years I have been getting back into playing and collecting video games. Not only does Anime North run an adjacent con, Gaming North, they also have a ton of vendors selling retro and import games. I picked up a copy of Dragon Quest V for the Super Famicom, obviously an import. This was released in Japan in 1992 and again for the PS2 in 2004. Though I played the DS remake and loved it. I love the series, which is pretty much a cultural touchstone in Japan. I think this is a great start to my import collection. To anyone familiar with this channel, it's known I have an interest in Japanese animation and its history, though I'm not exactly up on series generally associated with anime fandom. I find Anime North's programming excellent in providing context as well as information. Well, last year I went to a lot of panels. This year I went to more video presentations. These included I Gotta Go Fast, which looked at the history of auto racing and anime, presented by Neil Nadelman. Amazing Anime Deaths, pretty self-explanatory, presented by Jesse Betteridge. And Dave Merrill's Anime Hell, which showcases all sorts of bizarre and obscure clips. In keeping with this channel's aesthetic, I also picked up a couple of anime VHS. Now, my introduction to anime, beyond what aired on Toonami, was the source of tapes. They would have 2 episodes on them and cost $45. First, we have Dirty Pair Flash, based on a series of novels written by sci-fi author Haruka Takeshio. This was an OVA directed by Tsukasa Tsunaga, produced in 1994 and dubbed and released in North America in 1998. I love that it's an X-rental with these stickers and case. It's right up my alley. And it's a white tape. This is really cool. Content warning, I also got Bondage Queen Kate, Galaxy Policewoman by Takashi Asami. This appears to be the second part of a light hentai film that focuses on a police officer who goes undercover to expose a sex trafficking ring. I have watched it, and I will say it's more tasteful than the box art would let on. Continuing with this apparent kink theme, the only real panel I attended this year was a part of Doll North, the other adjacent con, and focused on the more controversial side of the ball-jointed doll fandom. I discovered BJD last year, and for those unfamiliar, they are polyurethane dolls and completely customizable. So much personality and character are put into these dolls, and that extends to their sex life. Topics discussed in this panel included fetish wear, harnesses, male option parts, both flaccid and snake, as well as a pregnant belly, complete with fetus. This is fascinating. So that was my experience at this year's Anime North. Feel free to share yours down below. Cosplayers, if you see yourself, feel free to tag and leave a timestamp. For those new here, by all means, stay a while and subscribe if you like. Give us a thumbs up. Be sure to share this video. You can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/picsandportraits. And as always, thank you so much for watching.